they're not shutting down everything to protect you from a virus. They're shutting everything down to infect you with the virus. With everyone in the house, they're going to look to be entertained. So they'll turn to their television, cell phone, or tablets for entertainment. And these sources of entertainment will most likely require internet. What is required to access the internet? Wi-Fi is required to access the internet. The coronavirus is triggered by overexposure to high-frequency radioactive waves. Wi-Fi is that radioactive frequency. So, parents, those electronic babysitters that you allow your children to spend so much time with, they're toxic and they're killing your children. Exposure to 5G, Wi-Fi, 60 megahertz frequencies can make you sick, cause you to pass out due to lack of oxygen, and give you flu-like symptoms. And the flu can be deadly if your immune system isn't strong enough to fight off the flu virus. So, if people are at home, people should be home getting plenty of natural sunlight, boosting their immune system with herbs and increasing their vitamin and mineral intake. But instead, out of fear, people will get vaccinated and urge others to get vaccinated. Little did they know, these vaccinations contain radioactive ingredients that will also trigger the coronavirus. See, the coronavirus is a man-made radioactive nanovirus. Corona is the name of the ring of spike rays that go around the sun. It's also another name for a crown. And the crown is a symbol of the ring spikes, or the ring of spikes that go around the sun. Virus means poison, so the coronavirus is sun poison or radioactive poisoning. The sun lets off natural radiation that heals and nourishes life. Man-made radiation is toxic. It malnourishes and kills life. Unnatural radiation triggers the virus. The virus pandemic is also a population control tactic. See, back in 2010, Bill Gates gave a speech on vaccines, global warming, and overpopulation. In that speech, he said that global warming was increasing due to overpopulation and that vaccines are a solution to the overpopulation and climate control. He suggests using vaccines to depopulate and cool down the planet. His theory is the more people, the hotter the planet gets. The less people, the cooler the planet gets. But really, it may have something to do with the fact that the sun purges the planet and kills synthetic materials. So the more intense the ray, the more deadly it becomes to the toxic technology he and so many others are invested in. So they have to keep it cool. The heat from the sun has the ability to shut down power grids. Think about what exposure to extreme sunlight does to cell phones and other electronic devices. So it's no coincidence they unleash a nanovirus named after the rays of the sun that's triggered by toxic radiation. See, this is something totally different. This isn't what the media, what the most effective deceiver in America is telling you it is. It's a lot more behind this. So you have to pay attention to the hand, not the puppet. Pay attention to the orchestrator, not the orchestra. Now, the term coronavirus was coined in 1969. They gave it the name coronavirus due to the spikes that protrude from its membranes and resemble the tines of a crown or the corona of the sun. So, the reason you see prevents human coronavirus on old bottles of Clorox disinfectant wipes is because the coronavirus is nothing new. That's why I use the word unleashed. So here it is, you have this billionaire from the tech industry suggesting that vaccines be used to counter global warming by decreasing the world's population. It's so many words. He told you that his plan is to kill off people as a form of climate control. That's double talk. So it's a lot of double talking going on. You have to pay attention to the double talk. They'll word things in a way to make them sound a lot more pleasant on the ear than what they really actually are. Corona means crown, so of course they're promoting it as the king of all viruses. Like, there isn't other viruses that wiped out more people. Like, more people don't die from the flu virus. Or the numbers of people that died from the Spanish flu. Or various different other forms of the flu. Or different things similar to the flu. Or just different other viruses, period. The coronavirus hasn't killed more people than the flu virus has. But yet they promote it as being this epic pandemic that is just on a larger scale than any other virus they've ever encountered. Like it's the virus of all viruses. But again, corona means crown, so of course they have to put it at the top. It's the crown. It's the crown virus. What do you expect? They play on these words. You have to pay attention to the words they use. They're spelling words for a reason. They cast a spell with the words. Watch the wordplay. But see, they promote this virus as being the virus of all viruses and make it seem larger than what it is because attention is currency. They need your attention. So they'll shut down sports, but they won't shut down the internet. They won't shut down media. Sports is a distraction. The internet is a tool used to continuously bring you breaking news on the virus outbreak. That's where they want your focus to go. They call it breaking news because the news will break your peace and break your sanity. and a divided mind is easily conquered. The purpose of media and media outlets is to keep the herd bewildered, to keep the masses confused, and to keep them in fear, making them vulnerable, trusting, and easy to manipulate. People have been breathing in the virus through chemtrails for quite some time now. You have no idea the things that they're injecting in these animals that you're consuming. But yet when you go in the grocery store, all of the flesh gone off of the shelves. You go to the vitamin section, you see plenty of vitamins. People aren't running for that. They're going for the flesh. They're going for these things that are going to further compromise their immune system and weaken their immune system. And these are the things they're going to sit in the house and they're going to indulge in these things. And that's only going to make their situation worse. They're going to sit, they're going to eat out of fear. They're going to emotionally eat. And they're going to sit up and soak up these toxic radioactive waves from these devices that they've grown so fond to that they don't know how to function without. The cell phones, the televisions, the tablets, and whatever other gadgets people are into these days. But yeah, even like people who like if you are a person who, you know, not saying you're on a plant-based diet, and that's the funny thing, because I see plenty of plant-based items, plenty of plant-based food options in the store. But even if you're not on that type of diet, I see a lot of people, they're passing over like the boost drinks and the ensure drinks. Drinks are supposed to have these different minerals, and they're supplement drinks. They can even some of them can even replace meals. I see an abundance of these things. But they're gonna go for the flesh. The rotten flesh that's been colored by carbon monoxide to make it look like it's fresh, red or pink, but it's really not. You're going to go for the things that are going to put you in a state to where you can't fight off any virus. Got to be careful what you take in. Definitely got to be careful what you take in. You know. So, you just got this virus laying dormant, waiting to be activated. Whether you breathed it in through the chemtrails, through the air, whether you ingested it through something that you consumed, the animal or something of that nature. I don't know what your diet consists of. But you have this thing and you just laying dormant, waiting to be activated. If you want to be proactive, boost your immune system and stay away from highly radioactive frequencies. Nanotechnology plus 60 megahertz frequency equals coronavirus activation. The coronavirus is also a distraction, distracting you from the economic collapse that began in late 2017, early 2018. Black Monday, Black Thursday, the great stock market crash of March 2020, and Bridgewater making a $1.5 billion options bet on a falling market. Bridgewater Associates, it's a hedge fund that's funded or that's founded by Ray Dalio. They bet on a stock market downturn. So Bridgewater Associates bet more than $1 billion that the stock markets around the world will fall by March. The wager, assembled over a span of months and executed by a handful of Wall Street firms, including Goldman Sachs, Group Inc., and Morgan Stanley, would pay off for the world's biggest hedge fund if either the S&P 500 or the Eurostoxx 50 or both declines to pay. The stock market crashed March 2020. Sounds like Bridgewater won that bet. Now, the thing about the collapse is, the collapse was predicted over a decade ago. So was the stock market crash. They use algorithms and mathematics to figure these things out. So what they call a prediction is just accurate math. They use the virus to scare people into consuming more so the economy can recoup faster. Another reason they're shutting everything down is because their money is all tied up in consolidating their debt due to the $1.5 billion bet they lost. At the moment, they don't have the funds to keep these institutions up and running. It was said that coronavirus-related turmoil could spark a collapse of the corporate debt bubble, sparking and worsening a recession, and that this is the first time since 1930 and 1931 that a massive negative demand shock has coincided with a supply shock. So it's nothing to be superstitious about. The quote-unquote universe isn't punishing mankind for its wicked ways. This is just cause and effect of living in a capitalistic society and partaking in the corporate culture that comes with it. But if you want to believe that the sun is coming back to save you in the form of the sun virus, go right ahead. That's your prerogative. If you want to look to an outside savior, that's your choice. But the universe is within. So what you're saying is that you're punishing mankind for its wicked ways by way of soul energy. That's all good. Whatever you have to do to keep these archons from feasting on your emotions, do it. This is a good opportunity to practice peace. Remaining calm in the midst of chaos. Construction comes after destruction. So maybe there's a positive that will come out of this negative situation. We'll just have to watch and see. Did not.